So the very first few hours, I don't think I realized it was as serious as it was. And then he just kept deteriorating. His condition deteriorated, and it was, scary.
The first couple hours are about assessing and evaluating for what's the most immediate life-threatening things. And then as time goes on, it becomes more not the initial injuries, but the downstream cascade of bad things that reared their heads that we had to try to deal with. And from his brain's perspective, the worst was the just horrible, almost unstoppable swelling that developed over those first few days. And we really, I'd say we pulled every trick we had out of the hat at that point, and I think it was just barely enough, thank goodness.
We would classify his injury as a severe diffuse brain injury. I mean, he required intensive care. He required invasive monitoring of the pressure in his brain for several days, and some pretty intensive management of that pressure.
Just to get back to where I was before the accident, of being able to do anything you want to do and walk, and not being able to do that or have any recognition of memory of not being able to, was a big thing for me.
It didn't have to be some huge thing. Just if we had a little progress, that was a good thing.
When he came home from the hospital, he was going back and forth between a wheelchair and a walker, just because of the fatigue. But it was baby steps, but pretty dramatic improvement pretty quick as well.
When I first met you, I didn't think you were going to make it even out of the hospital, let alone to the point where you'd be walking again, let alone walking a 5K, where I think you could have done another 5K afterwards. Still wouldn't have set any land speed records, but you could have kept going.
So the purpose of the Brain Vault is to support the care and research for victims of traumatic brain injury. And to make this a little more personal, we have two patients who are here today who have had traumatic brain injuries and were treated by Goodman Campbell.
What do we do with our funds that we raise? It goes into our foundation that helps support several things that we do on an ongoing basis. We have a neurotrauma clinic staffed by a nurse practitioner that we're able to have because of this. We have pilot research programs, funds to help us manage our own internal database of patients, to monitor our own quality. Are we doing a good enough job managing X, Y, or Z as it relates to our brain injury patients? But also pull out data to look for specific projects that might help us improve what we're doing. We're doing it this way now. Here's what it shows. We should change it so that the next patient that gets a brain injury gets even better care than we thought we were getting.
I was very fortunate that I was able to get back to work and on the farm by the summertime.
He was given the second chance, and he owed it to everybody to really get back.
I feel like I'm fully recovered. Maybe I'm not strong enough to run a marathon now, but I was able to run at Brain Vault for the first time. So that's all encouraging, that I really don't feel like I lack any motor skills or memory from this accident.
Next fall I'm going to Purdue, and just day by day.
As always, just a big thank you to Dr. Coleman. We are so appreciative.
We're fortunate for Goodman Campbell because they've already had this program going before I had my TBI, that what they learned before probably gave me the success or the outcome what I have today, and hopefully with their progress and funding they'll continue on their research for other people.